Hello. Since we've made some improvements and some adjustments to the printing and scanning process for drivers, I just wanted to go through the process and show you what your options are, show you how to connect, make sure you're using the best possible practice, and just to make sure that in case there's any frustrations, what the options are and how we can make this work best for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and show you first the printing process. So let's say that your dispatcher or somebody sent you an email with a PDF document attached. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Gmail, and I'm going to choose a sample document that I sent to myself. And in this case, as you know, you just click on PDF. And just about everybody has it set up on their tablets, so it automatically opens as the in the print mode, whether it's using the Samsung print service plugin or the HP print service plugin. Either way, it's automatically opening up to print. And so in this case, I would just go ahead and turn on the printer. And when you turn on the printer, it goes through its little checks, and the last thing that it checks is the paper size that's installed. And I can just drag down the top of the screen on my tablet and hold down the Wi-Fi button. And if I hold down the Wi-Fi button, it brings up all of the connections. So you can actually watch as it connects, and it just showed on the printer that it connected. And you can see here this HP OfficeJet 250 Wi-Fi connection there. And right below it, it says may not be able to connect to the internet, which is fine because we're not actually using this to connect to the internet. We're just connecting to the printer to print. So I would just click the back button at this point. And you always want to make sure that the HP OfficeJet 250 printer is at the top, that it's chosen with the IP address below it of 192.168.223.1, because it's actually using the printer as a hotspot, even though the printer can't get out to the internet. So sometimes it doesn't connect right away. If you have troubles, you can shut the printer off and turn it back on again. You can also hit this top down arrow here, and you can toggle it between other printers that are in here, and then toggle it back to the right one, which is the one with the IP address under it. And that'll also help you sometimes to connect if you're having trouble connecting. But as you could see, if I just drag down the very top of the Android screen and hold down the Wi-Fi button, it'll show the status of the connection at the very top. So if it's not connecting and you're getting frustrated, you just do that and you can actually watch it connect. At least it'll give you something to do while it's not connecting right away. But in this case, it connected right away. So I'm going to go ahead and click the back button, and I would just hit the printer icon here. Now, something that a lot of people have talked to me about was if you're going to be like going to WCS permits and downloading a permit, or if you're getting something from your dispatcher or anybody and you just don't want to print it, you don't want to waste the paper, you just want to download it as a PDF, how do I do that? Well, the easiest way that I can think of is to just set it to always go, to always open as a PDF, so then it gives you the option. So how do I do that? First of all, I'm going to shut off the printer because we're going to disconnect from the printer. I'm going to go ahead and back out of my email completely. And I need to get into settings. You can see it says Wi-Fi disconnected there, which means that the printer is no longer connected to the tablet. So I would just click on settings. I'm going to open up apps. Now, some versions of Android will have at the very top like a list of options. Mine doesn't. It just has the three dots because it's a different version of Android. But some of you may have the ability to set the default app without having to set the three dots or hit the three dots. But I have to hit the three dots, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go and click on default apps and then set as default. Like I said, some of you may have that as the option already at the top. Right now, this Android is using the Samsung Print Service plugin as its default app to open PDFs. Some of you will have it set to the HP print service plugin. You just choose whichever one that your tablet is using. And in my case, it says clear defaults right here at the top. But some of you may have to scroll down a little bit to get to clear defaults. It just depends on your version of Android. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and click clear defaults. So what this is doing is it's saying, okay, when I open a PDF, it's going to ask me what I want to use to open it. So I'm going to back right back out again. I'm going to go back into Gmail to open up that PDF that I just had open before. I'm going to click on my email that I had, and then I'm going to open the PDF. When I do this, now it's asking, what do I want to open it with? And since Drive PDF Viewer is, I believe that's like the default Google PDF viewer, I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I'm going to choose always, so it's always going to open using the PDF viewer. So it takes a moment for the system to process that. And then there's my test document again. But this time it's opening it up as a PDF. So I can enlarge it, I can zoom in on it. I can also click the three dots at the top, and I can download it if I want to save it to my files, if I want to keep it on here in case, say it's a PA permit or provision sheet that you're going to use a lot. You may want to save it to your tablet. But in this case, I'm just going to say, okay, I want to go ahead and print this now that I've looked at it, and I can save it, I can view it. I can either exit back out and go back to my documents again without ever printing it, saving the paper, or let's say that I do still want to print it. I'm going to go back in, open up the document. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the printer. And again, the printer takes a moment to go through its various processes here. The last thing it looks for is how big the paper is. I can drag down the top again and see where we are in the connection process. So as you can see, it's not connected yet, but there it goes. It says on the printer that it's connected, and now it's going to tell me you're connected with no internet access, which is fine. That's normal. So I'm going to back out. And now I have my PDF again. I'm going to click on the three dots at the top of this PDF viewer and click print. So as you can see, it's taking a moment, as it usually does. In this case, it popped up pretty quickly. Sometimes it doesn't. And again, you can click on this down arrow here at the top and toggle it to save as PDF, or choose the other printer, and then go back to the one that says HP OfficeJet 250 mobile service, and with the IP address under it. That's the important thing. That means that that's the printer that you want to use because it's connected to the printer using the Wi-Fi connection. So once I have this and I want to print it, instead of just view it, I click on this printer icon right here. I click on that, and then we'll wait for the printer to print here. So there's my lovely test document here. So basically, if you're a new driver, new to this system, I'm going to have these tablets all set up to view the PDF first and then be able to print it using the three dots at the top. For you drivers that have been here for a while, you may want to change it so that you can view the PDF and not print it if you don't want to. Well, just go through the settings and change the defaults like I showed you, and that should fix that problem for you. So hopefully that gave you some help with that and makes it a little bit easier. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and back out of this. Brings me back to the Gmail. And again, if I wanted to print something else, I would have to shut the printer off and turn it back on again, because again, the printer will not connect to the internet unless, the tablet will not connect to the internet unless the printer is off. So the printer has to be off to download another PDF document. So it can be a little cumbersome, but it's a whole lot easier than having to go to a truck stop and have them print it for you there and stand in line and stuff. This is stuff you can do directly from the cab of your truck. So we're continuously improving the process, but yeah, there's still a few things that do take a few minutes, but it's as convenient as we can get it at this point, and I think that it's a lot better than going to a truck stop and doing this. So anyway, now that we've had that process done, we can go ahead and exit out completely out of Gmail. So let's say I want to go ahead and scan a document that I want to send in so I can get paid. So in this case, we would turn on the printer first, because the printer scanner is what's controlling the scan portion of the process. So I turn the printer on. We're going to wait for it to connect, and again, I'm going to go ahead and drag down the very top of the screen. I'm going to press down on the Wi-Fi settings and wait for it to show that it's connecting. And this can take a moment, depending on the interference, depending on what you got in the truck. In this case, I don't have much set up where I am, so basically it connects pretty quickly. And showing again the HP OfficeJet 250 with the internet may not be available because it's not. So back button, and in order to scan, I have to hit the HP Smart icon that I've put on everybody's tablets. I click on that, brings up the app. So it shows the HP OfficeJet 250 at the top. It shows a picture of the printer, and even shows how much ink is in the printer, which is kind of nice. So what I want to do now is open up this front door of the printer here, this top door, and I'm just going to put the PDF that I just printed, I'm just going to put the document in. You got to have it facing down so that what you want scanned is facing down and face the top towards the printer. So I'm going to put that, and it says right here, it says document loaded, so that you know that the printer is acknowledged that it sees what you just did. So now I go back to the tablet. At the very bottom of this screen, you have what looks like a little piece of paper being pulled through something. Not really sure, but that's the icon that you hit. So you press on that, and you get this nice big blue scan button. You click on that, and it pulls the document through the scanner. Now, one thing that's been brought to my attention is that if you have a fuel receipt, it doesn't always get pulled through the printer. In that case, you will have to have some tape so that you can tape that fuel receipt to the piece of paper, tape it down nice and tight, and then you put the piece of paper in again, face down, top towards the front, and you can scan your fuel receipts taped to a piece of paper. So that's what I've been told is the easiest way to do it. But anyway, this one is easy. So you can see my scan is now showing on the screen. What I would do next is click on share. And I want to send it by Gmail, so I'm choosing the Gmail icon. And then I just start typing in settlements. Comes in right away because I have it saved in the contacts. The subject is the order number, so I'm going to type in order, and just an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go down to the compose email line because I want to say something. I guess I would just say thank you, so just say thanks. And at the very top of the screen, I got the arrow here for sending the document, so I just click send. I go ahead and back out of this, back to my main Android screen. And in order for this document to send, again, it's not going to connect to the internet until you shut the printer off. So go ahead and shut the printer off. Hear a little doorbell ring. And that's pretty much it. So basically what happens at this point is that they receive your paperwork here. If it's something having to do with like the bill of lading, or the signed bill of lading, things like that. That's how we get paid. That's how you get your load settled. So it's important that you send that paperwork in as soon as you receive it. The faster you send it in, the faster we bill, the faster you get paid. And it just makes things easier for the people here. So we ask that you send that paperwork in as very soon as you possibly can. So anyway, that's it for the printing and scanning process. The scanning part is super easy. The printing does sometimes take a little bit extra work, but again, it's a process that's a lot simpler than what it was 10 years ago when you had to go to a truck stop and stand in line. And we're continuously improving things and making things easier for you, and I hope this video helps. So thank you very much, and thanks for your time.